Now let's talk about colors and SystemFlow. I'm on the customize page, so this quick start page for every project of ours. We have primary and secondary color here, so most important colors in our framework and appropriate classes applied to them. So for every color, remember that it has its own class, as in this case is primary 60 class for background, and also behind this class, like under the hood, we have linked swatch. So we create swatches for every color that we have in SystemFlow, and then we apply those swatches to particular classes. So how do we change those colors? Well, if you want to change the color for the particular element, for example, let's go inside this component and select body text, and let's say I want to change this to blue. Well, there are two ways to do it. You can go to the color and typography section, and you can select whatever swatch, for example, primary 70 to make it blue. However, remember that this operation made all the large body text blue because we've applied this color swatch to a class. So you have to be very careful about that. And oftentimes, especially at the beginning, you'll make mistakes like this in SystemFlow because obviously, right now we don't want to change all the large body texts. We want to change this specific element. And in order to do so, I'm going to press Command Return and just create the new combo class for it. So if I have the combo class, I can then apply another swatch, and that's fine because I'm not applying it to large body text, but to this other combo class that I create. The second solution for the same problem is adding our color class. So I'm going to search in color, then text, and now let's select primary 60 or primary 70, and this automatically applied this color to this specific part of text. So only this text in the header would be affected by this because that's an extra class that I've added to this element. Now, how do we change those color definitions? So it's as easy as selecting any of the elements that has this primary 60 class applied, or just going to the background color and selecting the swatch that I'd like to change. If you want to change it throughout the entire framework, it's super important to modify the swatch because swatches are under the hood of each and every color class that we have. So for the typography, we have the same swatches as for background colors. We just have different classes. For background, we have color background, primary 60, let's say, and for typography, we have color text, primary 60. However, those are the same colors and the same swatches that are the ground, the building block of these classes. So let's say you want to change this blue color. You click on this little edit swatch button, and this is super important because if you decide to change it from here directly, what you're doing right now is you're not modifying the swatch, you are modifying the primary class. And that would be okay because everything will change accordingly, but you won't modify the swatch, and you want to modify the swatch to be able to select it later on. So you press on edit, and only now after editing this class, you're going to change it, and just make sure you press save because I oftentimes forget about it, but you press save, and now this color is modified as a swatch. It means that in every component that uses this swatch or the color class that has this swatch baked in will change. So you have everything that used to be blue colored in pink right now, and this is consistent throughout the system. So that's the most important thing you have to remember. In order to change colors in SystemFlow, you edit swatches. Let's edit our secondary color, and we can change it to some purple or maybe darker. Secondary 60. Now we have it set throughout the framework, and this has changed on the customize page, but also if you go to the specific color page, so in the design category, you have this color page, you have all the framework colors here, and this table represents them all. We have 100 colors, and we have on this axis, so within the columns, you'll see the brightness, different brightness for the colors, and 60s with an asterisk, because this is the base color. Actually, we start from there, and to the left-hand side, you have lighter, and to the right-hand side, you have darker colors of this particular neutral color. So we have, let's say, neutral 60 is the main neutral. primary 60 is the most important primary. And then we have darker ones, that would be 70, 80, 90, and we have lighter ones, 50, 40, 30, and so on. So in order to modify those colors, those swatches, you can see that we have all those classes applied to these individual rectangles, and you have the background color just set as a swatch. If you want to modify it, it will be just as easy as I've shown you before, and those changes will apply throughout the framework, so also they will be applied to this particular table. Now, if you work with Figma, so SystemFlow framework for Figma, we've made it easy to transfer colors from Figma to Webflow using this color swatch table. And it doesn't work automatically, but you can easily export an image with swatches because SystemFlow is mapped to Figma entirely, as you have the same elements in Figma and in Webflow. If you go to color page in Figma, you'll see that there is a swatches element, and in this swatches group we have the very same table with all the colors throughout our framework. So now if you just create some frames and rectangles and shapes and elements in Figma, you're going to work with swatches too. So those rectangles are swatches in Figma, and I'm going to show you how to modify those swatches and later on how to export that. But this is like primary 60 color in here, and if you select it and you go to the right hand side in the design, you have a swatch selected. That's primary 60, the same name, and you can edit this swatch. So if you click on the little icon for the swatch, you can change that to be, let's say, you know, secondary 30 and stuff like this. You have all the colors set as swatches. If you want to edit, just right click on this color, and now you can edit the swatch if you want to change all of the primary 60 colors. In the Figma framework, you do it like this, you select the other color, and now it's changed. So now whatever element had this primary 60 class applied, I mean this swatch applied, it will change to the pink color. If you just create a rectangle or a circle and you want to apply a color to it, you just select it from the swatches. So you click on the little style dots, and here you have swatches. You can obviously type primary 60 or secondary 60, or you can select the color from the list. Now I have this secondary 60 color, and again, if you have this element, you don't need to specifically go to the table and change it from there. You can just click on this color and you can edit it, and you can change and save it, and this change will propagate and will be applied to all the secondary 60. As you can see in our table, the secondary 60 color has also been changed. Now let's delete that. And how do we transfer this to Webflow? Well, if you select entire swatches group, you can go at the very bottom to the right hand side to export this as PNG. I'm going to export this as PNG image and then import to Webflow. Here is the image that I want to replace. Just double click on this image or go to its settings and then click on replace image. Now you need to just upload the image that we've exported from Figma. So you click on the little upload button, and I've already done it. I have this imported, and now as you can see, this is just an image preview, but from there what I can do is easily copy and paste color values thanks to the eyedropper that I have in Webflow. So let's select this secondary 60 color and edit the swatch for this color. Select this little eyedropper tool, and now from the image you can easily sample the color for this particular swatch. So let's go ahead and save it, and there you go. So you'd have to manually click through the colors and then set them to be the proper color scheme from Figma to Webflow. It takes a while, however, it's like the fastest way possible. And if you don't have this eyedropper tool, I recommend you download the Webflow Chrome extension that will let you use it. So that's pretty much it about the colors. Please keep in mind that you can use either classes or swatches, and all the classes, if you take a look at this color page, are here also in this different scheme. You can preview all the 100 colors that you have. The text colors as well as background colors are here, and all the changes that we've made are accessible from this page as well. So remember, we have the same swatches for text and backgrounds. However, those are different classes because we have to apply them differently from CSS. And if you want to color something, let's wrap it in a span. What you can do is either use this swatch or you can use our class. Well, this is pretty important that you don't use the swatch straight in here if you don't have any selector, because then you will change all the text spans to inherit this color. So instead, I just press Command Return once I create something, then type in the class name, and if I want to modify the values, I can now apply the swatch, and this is applied only to this my class. Or second way is just not using my class, but instead just use the class for this particular color. So CT secondary 70 in this case. And the practical approach here would be just creating a website with default color scheme for SystemFlow. And then once you have it, you can select the elements that you want to change, go to the appropriate swatch. So select this primary 60 and then change it to the color that you want. And this is very straightforward and easy. You don't have to change all the 100 colors that we have. You just change the ones that you really need for this design. The other approach would be using a design system or a style guide and setting up everything in the first place. This way you can go to either customize page or the color page and just grab the colors, let's say from Figma or Sketch, and then design with these colors in SystemFlow. So that's it in this lesson. Thanks a lot and see you in the next one.